This is a completely nonpartisan bill. It's not a Republican bill. It's not a Democratic bill. This is a Texas bill. And I say that it's not a Republican bill, even though it closely tracks legislation passed in Republican-led states. I say that it's not a Democrat bill, even though Democrats have favored coverage expansion for the better part of the last decade. There is nothing Republican about fiscal sustainability. There's nothing Republican about individual responsibility. It's not a Democrat thing to want to provide health insurance to people who can't otherwise afford it, to allow them to lead healthy, productive lives. Meanwhile, these conservative elements, these so-called Republican elements like health savings accounts, those aren't Republican things. They're things that work. They're things that have been shown to work in other states. Similarly, the so-called Democratic aim of providing coverage to people, that's silly. Everybody wants that to happen. It has proven to increase not just public health, but family financial stability. And that bleeds over into public education. It bleeds over into racial equity. It bleeds over into job creation, economic productivity. It has been a big win for the nation, and we want to take part in that. So because there's not a Democratic component or a Republican component, I'm not calling this bipartisan. I'm calling this nonpartisan, but it needs to be a bipartisan effort to move forward with it. I will say this about partisanship. If Texas can't manage to enact some form of coverage expansion under the Affordable Care Act at a 90-10 match for people who earn less than 138% of the federal poverty level, with all the flexibility we have, with the immense financial pressures we have, with the dire need that we have, with the changing political winds, if we can't do it right now, it will be a partisan failure. And I'm filing the bill in this form. It is not straight Medicaid expansion. It is something that Republicans and Democrats can all agree on. And we need to make sure that it's not a partisan failure, and that to the contrary, I look forward to working with my colleagues, Republicans and Democrats, to make this a nonpartisan achievement and a bipartisan victory for the people of the state of Texas, for the economy, and for our institutions here in the state of Texas. Please track our progress as we move forward with this.